face me. You all may be seated. Why don't you slide over to just the hair, perfect. Over this way too. Yeah, there, perfect. Is that good for you? And take about half a step back. Good, okay. So we've gathered here today on this your special day, a day that you set aside to create a memory that will last forever. It's a day where two are now becoming one. You get to do this in the presence of family and friends. They get to witness your special day. A journey that began 3 years ago. And when you look back over your journey, there was something that created magic, something that made it so meaningful, something that made it so impactful. There was something that allowed the joy to go along with the journey. What was it that created the magical moments? It's a word called love. And when you think about love and your journey, you'll realize that your journey actually created 3 stories for both of you. The first story that your journey created was your like story. You had to determine that you liked each other. Once you determined that you liked each other, you began to pursue each other. And then you started to look at each other's idiosyncrasies and traits, and the pursuit became more passionate because then you determined that you had matching traits. There was something that you liked about each other that made you want to continue to pursue one another. But that other story that was going right along as your like story was starting was your life story, because your life story was now having memories, moments. You were creating history. So that life story was going as your like story was starting. But then as your like story continued to go and you continued to pursue one another, your like story actually morphed. So that like story then turned into your love story. And that's why we're here today. We have 2 that are showing each other how much you really love each other. So that love story, when you look back and you look back over your journey, you'll see that love was your glue. It had the adhesive. It created the stick-to-itiveness that made the journey worth the while. It made the journey worth it all. And that's why today becomes so magical, because love prevails. And they say that love is patient. And I'm sure both of you can attest that it's taken lots of patience.
For late.
Plead the fifth.
They say that love is kind. So there has to be a lot of kindness shown one to the other. They say that love does not boast. So love doesn't keep a record of wrong. It doesn't keep score.
I don't know about that.
But what love does do, love shows 2 people how to complement each other and not compete against each other. And that's why we're here today. We have 2 that are complementing one another, and you're doing it in the assembly of family and friends. So then we discover that love is not just words, it's action. Because our actions always speak louder than our words. And so that's why you're showing it in action today, how much you truly love each other.
Amen.
So as your life continues to go, your love will continue to grow. So the best chapters of your life story has not even been written yet. Today starts a new chapter. And the best chapters of your love story have still yet to be written. So today starts a new chapter in your love story. I'm going to ask the 2 of you to turn and to face each other, and I'm going to take this from you. Hold this from you. So Nicholas, I'm going to give you a charge. You're going to respond by saying, I will. And then I'm going to give you the same charge. Lauren, you too will respond by saying, I will. Nicholas, will you have Lauren to be your wife, to live together? Will you love her? Will you comfort her, honor, and keep her in sickness and in health as long as you both shall live?
Sure will.
Lauren, will you have Nicholas to be your husband, to live together? Will you love him, comfort him, honor, and keep him in sickness and in health as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Nicholas, you'll respond by saying, I do. You too as well, Lauren. Do you, Nicholas, take Lauren to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish?
I do.
Do you, Lauren, take Nicholas to be your husband, to have and hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish?
I do.
You have the rings? Thanks.
It's the dust in this room is awful.
It's terrible, isn't it?
There's a lot of dust.
Nicholas, I want you to take this finger and this thumb, hold it right there. Stay just like that. And then Lauren, you're going to take his. Exactly. Stay just like that. Don't move. Perfect.
Photoshop's not right.
Okay, Nicholas, you're going to place your ring on Lauren's finger, and as you do so, please repeat after me. Say, with this ring,
With this ring,
I do wed
I do wed
you, Lauren.
you, Lauren.
Now, Lauren, you'll place yours on Nicholas' finger, and I want you to repeat after me. Say, with this ring,
With this ring,
I do wed
I do wed
you, Nicholas.
you, Nicholas.
Now I'm going to ask the two of you to walk over here. Nicholas, you're going to stand right here. Lauren, you'll stand right close to Nicholas as in front of those candles. Take the candle out of the holder that's closest to you, please. So this just represents we now have two that are becoming one. So essentially what we have is we're bringing two energies together. When you bring two energies together, what you create is a synergy. What is a synergy? A synergy is two people that are uniquely in sync. That's why we're here this evening. We have two that are uniquely in sync. But when you create a synergy, you create a harmony. You create a unity, a unification, a bond. But more than anything else, you create a oneness. So tonight we have two that are becoming one. Would you take those two and light the one there in the center for me, please? You can place them back on the holder, thanks. Would you walk? I got it. Okay. You okay?
Yeah, right.
She makes me nervous.
That's a good thing. You still have those butterflies.
Definitely.
You guys can walk back to the center and face each other. So there's only one thing left to do, and I'm sure we all can figure out what that is.
There's two things left to do.
Nicholas, I stand corrected. So by the power that is invested in me by the state of Nevada, I would now like to pronounce you, Nicholas and Lauren, as husband and wife. Nicholas, you may kiss your bride. Let me introduce you all for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins.
I love you.